Hello, and welcome to Pigeon Duiwe News. My name is Tato Schone, and we're still on the Cape Town tour. We are at the Lofts of No Park Lofts, racing by Farid Anthony, and in a few moments we'll get an interview with him. We'll get to know about his race program, feeding program, and how he's progressing, throughout this conditions of racing in the Western Cape. Don't go anywhere. Stay tuned.
Hi, everybody. I would like to spread a message to catch the South African Pigeon News portal on pigeonduiwenews.com, and don't miss their web series where different fanciers get featured on the show every Fridays on YouTube. Pigeon Duiwe News TV. The news company is owned by Mr. Samuel, whom I met and who is a client of Pipa and who used to buy the Golden Prince and Gentle Lady and every other, many other super pigeons. And his main objective is to grow the sport, the pigeon sport in South Africa, as there is a big potential, and also to grow the sport worldwide. So don't forget to subscribe to this channel and to like or comment the channel. So I would like to say hello to all the pigeon fanciers in South Africa. Many regards from Belgium. I'm Nicholas. This was Nicholas from Pipa from Belgium. Bye-bye.
My father actually started with the pigeons in the 70s, and I was still a little boy, and I used to help him with the pigeons and stuff. And then I started, my profession was a jockey. I used to ride racehorses, and I rode for like 35 years. And I didn't have much time for pigeons that time because I was too busy. And then I started racing. I raced for 3 seasons in Eagle Park, and then I stopped for about 3-4 years. And then my brother started with me here now on this property with the pigeons. So pigeons is in our blood, from pigeon and horses in our blood. So now I'm retired, so I must look after the pigeons. My brother works. That time I think I was about, let's say 12 years old. 13, 12. And he raised the pigeons, and he was very strict. Those days there was no, you must clean the loft and you must bath the birds, and you don't really, like now and again you go to a ring out, and it was actually like a job for you, and maybe it gives you a 10 cents or 20 cents pocket money for cleaning the loft. My father lost a bit of interest in the pigeons, and then we didn't worry about the pigeons so much for a couple of years. And then I met another guy, Leslie Blake. He was a phenomenal fancier in Cape Town. And he was also into the racehorses. And then I found out that he's flying racing pigeons. And then I went to his house and he showed me his birds and stuff. And then I started to pick up the interest again with the pigeons, But I knew I could never fly pigeons because I was too busy working in it. But I kept the interest in the birds and to visit Leslie occasionally. And he gave me a few tips, and eventually, I think it was in 2007, my one cousin on the farm had pigeons, and I said to him, okay, I'll help you, I'll be your loft boy now. I'll clean the loft and carry your baskets. And that's where the interest started again. So 2008 I started flying partnership with him, and that was with minimal success, but I enjoyed the birds. The racing is improved so much now. over the years, the people are getting better birds. And those days when my father had racing pigeons, my father used to do a job for a guy in Plumstead or something, and he had birds, and they will give him a old cock or something, and they will tell him, okay, there's a present for you. And then he used to breed from this bird, and then maybe win a race or two with the children. But now the people acquiring birds, they're buying pigeons overseas, and they're buying pigeons at auctions, and they're buying pedigree pigeon, and I think they're buying a better quality pigeon that those people used to have in those days. But the racing is still competitive. The guys are more eager now, and the guys are, they want the birds to perform. A lot of those in the olden days, I think the guys mostly did it for hobbies, as a hobby, have something on the yard, pigeons or birds or whatever. But now the people want to compete, and they want to race the pigeons. So they're giving the best supplements, they're buying the best supplements. And now you get all this imported stuff, and it's working, But okay, there's also guys that can't afford all this stuff, and some of them are lagging behind. You can see in the results. There's maybe 15 to 30 top guys that flies very well, and then there's the others like make up the rest, But they're all trying to get better pigeons. Some of them haven't got time, like I have. I'm here the whole day, or most of the time. My brother, he works, and after work he come and help out with the pigeons. But other guys haven't got that luxury again. They're working. I've only now, the last 5 years now, I've concentrated more on the pigeons. At other times, when I used to fly in Eagle Park, I fly by myself. I used to go to work. I used to, manage the pigeons myself. I had minimum success, but also with, like you say, moderate pigeons. We didn't buy any pigeons. We didn't buy pigeons on auctions. We didn't go look for pigeons. These pigeons I got from my friend or cousin, or Mr. Blake gave me one or two. So I bred but I mostly kept it as a hobby, And but now, since we moved here, my brother is okay. I'm also very competitive because I was in a competitive sport. And like the horse, horse racing it's professional. I was in like a professional sport, and there you go to win. You don't want to run second before. And so we adopted that type of attitude now with the pigeons, And suppose like when I was riding, I was a tough rider to compete with them. And that's how I train my pigeons. I train them hard and I feed them well. So, they must excel and they must be fit to fly a race. And it's not 10 kilometers, it's 500, 600 kilometers. So the pigeons must be fit. Pigeons aren't fit, you're going to waste your time. So that's our motto. We keep them fit, give them food, enough food, and we train them hard. And then you got to work out the supplements, what they need, and for the growth of their feathers and whatever, and muscles. But I think that's the way you must go. You can't expect you're working the whole day and the pigeon didn't go out, but Thursday night you want to go basket and put the pigeon and expect the pigeon to fly. But now I'm not the only guy who thinks like it. There's hundreds of guys across the country that thinks like it. So you got to compete with them. And if you want to go on top of them, you got to work out something better than them to beat them. And the other thing, you must get good pigeons. Moderate pigeon, you can't get the pigeon off the roof and they want to put in the 500 kilometer race and expect him to win for you. So you must try and improve your stock and improve your feeding and medication. Not necessarily medication, but the supplements you give and when to give and what to give. And but all my years of racing, I rode professionally for 35 years. My achievements, at the moment we are second in the union on all birds and first bird. And we won 6 feds, We won 6 feds at SSHU, and then I won 1 fed at WDHU on the Western Province track. And last year I was in the top 10 in the combine 2019. And okay, we're only 5 years, and I think we still got a lot to learn in the sport. There's guys like Swamstead, Aspling, has been doing it for maybe 30 years. So we're still building on our stock. We're trying to breed with it red in. We're trying to get offspring from him. Try and fly, like a lot of guys say, you must try and get a family of birds. And then the day comes when 5 of them land on the track, and they're all family. Cousins and brothers and sisters. And that's how you build your loft and build your stock up. So if you feel that you got a decent enough bird, like that bird has proven to me that she won the combine, she was third in the truck. She was about 20 seconds behind the winner that was way in front in Kraaifontein. And I still said my bird was over the roof already when their birds came, and they beat me by 30 seconds or 35 seconds to win the truck. And the province truck, they got 7,000 to 8,000 pigeons on the track, and she was leading the pack. So, and then she proved to me that she scored another 8 times in the federation to make herself best bird. So I built a family around her and the father, and now this year we got you can see there's a lot of millies in red in the loft. And the 1 millie son won the truck last week. And the father's son, we timed on Monday in the Bucky competition race. So he was 8th, but he was only 5 minutes behind in a very difficult, slow race. So I think it was only his second time out, and he did very well. So we have to build on him and see how they carry on with the season, and then next year maybe we can breed 30 of them, and maybe they bring us up and we have a better season. It's not mistakes, it's things that you try and do and see if it works. You know what I mean? And then sometimes it doesn't work. But it's not a mistake, but you're going to learn from that. You're not going to do it again. But things you try in the race, you try to train differently, do something else with the pigeons to see if they improve or not improve. And sometimes they don't improve, and then, like you say, it's a mistake. But it's not this mistake, it's actually a learning curve for you to tell you, like, don't do it again, type of thing, you know what I mean? And that's the only way you're going to learn. You're going to learn about the pigeon, is if you try different things with him, and then you work out. Like that bird, she had another sister after last year that won a central section also red, and they flew exactly the same race, Victoria West. They flew exactly the same velocity, 1300, and with a southeaster. So I tend now to keep them back and don't race them in the heavy races. Like if you see the forecast, you see it's going to rain and headwinds and stuff, then I don't put them in. But if I see, okay, it's going to be southeaster, nice weather, decent weather, and then I fly them. Because that's why a lot of them are still in the loft, because I didn't fly them. So I'm waiting now, you know, September, just after September, the weather changes, and then I'll be putting them on the road. So I don't fly them in like a difficult long race. So I'll keep them over the middle distance, weather like this, and see how it goes. Because now only our second year with him, so we're still going to build in them and see in the next 2 years if they're worth it. So now I'm going to put all my hopes in them for 2 years. It's either going to be a mistake or a good thing, you know. So, but that's how I think you must try, like they say, try and test it. The Cape Town pigeons got to work much harder. They got to come through all the mountains, from Towser River right through Laingsburg. Towser River is just mountains, so they got to come through the mountains and I, you know, and then when it's overcast or raining or something, they got to make decisions where to go, which way to go, left, right, by the mountain. Because I presume I hear, or that's what the people say, that pigeons don't fly over the mountain. They fly along the mountain and go through the gaps. And when the mountain is closed with clouds, they look for alternative ways to get through. So they fly up and down the mountain and see where the openings are, and then they say clever birds do that, and clever birds find the openings and they will come out. But in Joburg, I think it's more flat racing, flat, fast, and they haven't got so many obstacles to fly against. So maybe it's some guys, you know, that flew here said it's more difficult to fly in Cape Town than maybe in Joburg. There's just a flat race, and the best bird that's the fittest and the fastest wins. But not necessarily here. Here you must actually have a clever bird. He must be fit, but he must also be able to use his brains. And I don't know much about strains and stuff. I just go along, I look at the bird, I like the bird. I bought a couple of birds at Sun City, but 3 years ago. I didn't breed with him for 2 years, and I bred with him now, this year. And I flew a couple of the youngsters, and they performed top. 2 years ago we had this was our best bird in the union. Richie. She won the Western Province Combine 24th of February 2019. We call them the Null Park Reds, but this is also from the same family. This is a bird I bought. The father of this bird I bought by Lofts. It was the father was a combine, best bird in the combine, also a millie. And I bought a son of his for 700 rand. So I thought it was a bargain. I think he looks like his grandfather. He's the same father, different in. But
From the same line.
Same line. The original cock that I bought with a hen I call Lamborghini. She's a sunset pigeon. I bought her on a union sale, and she bred me my Victoria West winner that I had on the province track. She was 5th on the track. She got beaten 30 seconds. But with another cock again. So I paired the red cock with her again, and I got this. And this you can feel is a bit more fuller, and is same attributes as the others. The full brother to the bird that won me Victoria West. He flew in a race, and he got pipped to win the Fed by 3 seconds. And he only had 9 flights. He must have threw it in the basket or something. But he's again, that Millie with the red ring is the same mother. But then she was paired up with my German cock. I just felt that they need to acclimatize to South African weather, because you buy them and they're not malted that properly, and then the next year they molt completely differently to the other birds in the stock loft, and or they're behind or they're in front. So I waited for them to molt with my other birds, so exactly the same time, and the feathers fell the same time, and then I decided to breed with them. But the 2 years I kept them there, and maybe I used them as a feeder or something, but I didn't want to breed with them because I just felt that they weren't in the right condition to breed with them. But now they've matured, but they're about 4-year-olds now, so they're still young, so they got another couple of years. In Cape Town, all the organizations, we got 3 different trucks here, and I would just like to see them all bind together and just form like one body type of thing. You know what I mean? And then, like, there's still issues sometimes where people don't want to release birds with other people and this and that. But I just feel, if we could release all 3 trucks together, it'd be exciting to see, Now the people release one truck half an hour before the other truck and after the other truck. And then the one bird put up a faster velocity. Ja, also they were funniger. Like we got a couple of combines with a province truck. We had a couple already. And the thing is, to compete, all of us to compete, together in one race. But okay, there's still issues there and teething problems. But most probably in another next year or 2 or 3, we could sort that out. The ultimate advice is just to, you got to keep your pigeons healthy. You got to get them fit and you got to keep them healthy. And there's a lot of things in the market that can keep them healthy. And but okay, a lot of guys also just do it also as a hobby. And then maybe they haven't got all the time that I've got, or some other fans has got. Some guys got people working for them, looking after the pigeons. They got the means, so they are able to afford that. And there's people that can't afford it. But there is simple stuff that you can buy, cheap stuff that you can buy that can keep your pigeon healthy. But I'm sure, if you have a good pigeon in your loft and is healthy and is fit, he maybe doesn't need all that stuff, the supplements and stuff. But if he's fit and is healthy and he had a good meal and he decides to fly in front, he will fly in front. And you can see that on some results that, you look in the union and you see, oh, gee, this guy, he hasn't featured the whole year, but he wins the race. That bird just felt, but they got the good birds in the lofts, but the thing is just to maintain it and to keep them healthy. And I think that's the best thing they must do. But there's a lot of kids now that the guys are taking in hand, and so we got a lot of juniors on the SSPO track, and they're enjoying the sport, and they're learning, and they're looking, and they're helping. So I think we can still make some progress. And I shouldn't say like this. A lot of times you have to, the sport is dying out and that, but I think there's still a lot of youngsters that's interested in it. Because I get a lot of youngsters coming here by the gate wanting pigeons, sometimes they come here, they help, they clean. And, to motivate them, opposite the road, is a flatser, they call it. There's a lot of kids there that needs like guidance and stuff. So they come here and they want the help with the pigeons and it. So we give them a couple of pigeons. And then we get them on the road, we ask them, are you looking after pigeons? Yes, uncle, yes. So, there's still more room for improvement there. At the moment, I'm enjoying, my brother and I, we're enjoying the sport. We brought 2 cousins into the sport. And I think all we need to build. We'll build on a unity, especially in Cape Town, and get everybody together. And I think that the sport will still thrive and go forward.